Welcome to the John Show with your hosts, John Doogie Clouser.
All right. What's going on, everyone? How are you? We are here on a new episode of the show, my show, Juan Solo. Should we just start again? All right. What's going on, everyone? How are you? We are here on a new episode of the Juan Solo Show with your host, me, Juan D. Clouser, or John D. Clouser, whichever one you prefer. And was it episode 210? 210. It's like, all right, you can lay back down, Lola. I'm sorry. My dog's laying down here. Of course. Where else would she be? Of course, right on my hip. It's not like we just went on a 3-mile WALK. Taught her a new trick. She knows how to do up now. So basically, she jumps up on her hind legs. It's pretty cool. It's a fun game. Lay back down. Lay down. She's such a good dog. I love the shit out of that dog. But I hope you guys are doing well, doing swell. Hope you're doing fabulous. Man, it is it's exciting. It's a good time. It's February 29th, so it's a leap year. It's leap day. Leap day. Oh my god. Oh no. What, this happens every 4 years. Isn't that crazy how, like, humans, we figured out a way to, like, keep, like, a structure of time, but then there's always, like, a year that we have to, like, then every 4 years, don't forget, on February 29th, we have to, we have to add an extra day in February. It's just a crazy thing that we do. Actually, should we look up a little bit about leap year? Let's do a little bit of what can we do? A little, like, 101. Let's do top 10 facts. Top 10 facts about leap year. Leaping spiders. What the hell? Okay. Here. Okay, this is a pretty good one. This is pretty interesting. Okay, top 10 things. Number 1. We didn't have leap year until Julius Caesar decided we need one. Long before we got used to flipping our calendars to February 29th every 4 years, Julius Caesar and the astronomer Socinus of Alexa shook things up in 46 BCE with the creation of the Julian calendar, which became the Roman calendar. Interesting. Number 2. That's actually quite interesting. Yeah, that makes sense why we call it the Julian calendar. It's like you never really think of it like that. You just kind of like, okay, maybe it's named after a fruit, or maybe it's named after some sort of planet, or, maybe it's named after some sort of like something off the periodic table. Like, you just think of things like that. You don't think that it's going to be named after Julius Caesar. But quite interesting. Okay, that was one. The Julian calendar fix wasn't quite perfect. The Julian calendar leap year solution was a good try, but missed the mark by just a bit, thanks to the actual length of the solar year being about 365.24219 days, which doesn't make it. How does that make any sense? Does that make any sense to you guys? How the actual, it's like 0.29219 of a day. Okay, think about that. I feel like that should be the title of the episode. Is people are gonna think that's a goddamn fucking. They're gonna think it's like a phone number or some shit. So 24219 of a day. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that a weird way? Like it's like but it's made up. It's the funny thing. I guess it's not made up because it's like mathematically you can have a point to a point, and the sun goes all the way around. So I guess you can It's not fake. It's just crazy how we as humans, and this is what I mean. This is what I mean. Like, we have a thing called leap year, and people want to think that, oh, maybe it's aliens and all this stuff that made the pyramids. No, it's like they were just probably bored and had nothing else to do, and so they made a goddamn pyramid. There's not. Sometimes it's just that simple. Like, Julius Caesar is like, maybe we should add an extra day of the year, and we just did it. It's just well, crazy, right? Crazy. It's interesting because I've been watching a lot of and been listening to a lot of like creation stuff. It's like what is the point of us being here? Isn't it just such a weird? That's the question of all questions. If we can answer that question, Juan, we would have $1 billion. It's like, yeah, it's just, but isn't that crazy? Like we're just we're just this being that's on this planet that's just suspended out in space. And what's the thing about it, there's no up. There's no, it's affinity up here, it's affinity down there, it's affinity this way, it's affinity that way. It's like, what the fuck? Like, that's insane to think. And that we're just perfectly away from the sun. We spin around 365 days, 365.24219 days takes us to go around the whole moon, the whole earth, or the whole sun. I'm so fucking stupid. But crazy, right? Crazy. Crazy one that we know this. Crazy two that we spend time and effort to learn this stuff. 3, it's like, what if it was just like, think about how smart those people are. My dog is just like on my goddamn hip. It's like, what do you want, Lola? What do you want? Huh? The 29th marks the dark day of Salome. On leap year, that marks a dark chapter in history. Salome witch trials kicked off, which was the first Warren issue on February 29th, 1692. The Salem witch trials. Okay, let's look up this. Salem witch trials. We're just going to learn a lot today. I really do feel like this podcast would probably be a lot better if it was more structured, in the sense of, like, I talked about historical stuff, because I really enjoy that stuff, and maybe it'd make me a little bit smarter, and I wouldn't be such a dumbass. I wouldn't come off like such a dumbass doing this thing. What if that's all it did? What if that's all it took, and I just became one of the top people on the internet when it comes to talking about history? I just get baked and I Google stuff. It's all, like, guys, it really wasn't anything crazy. I just really got high, and I enjoyed looking up things when I'm high. It's like, and I just told myself, I'm like, I can only get high when I'm like looking things up. So I just started looking things up, and then there we are. The Salem witch trials. Let's look this up. Like, the Salem witch trials are the people who were like witches and shit. The Salem witch trials were a series of hearings and prosecutions of people accused of witchcraft in the colonial Massachusetts between February 1692 and May of 1693. More than 200 people were executed. 30 people were found guilty, 19 of whom were executed by hanging. Interesting. Isn't this crazy that humans are so weird? So weird. Like, during that time, actually, let's Google this. Okay, so that was happening in 1692. What events were happening in 1692? What events in the world happened in 1692? The Salem witch trials and the what?
Reconquest of New Mexico.
The Reconquest of Mexico. The War of 1692. The Edge of American West. What happened in the year of 1962? Salem witch trials. Let's look this up. See, this is what happens. This is literally what happens to me when I Google stuff. When I go and I get on I'm like, what is this? And then you start Googling one thing, you lead to another. Like, this is what I don't understand. Like, why don't people want to learn things? Why don't I want to know things? Like, I just learned this stuff. Like, okay. Like, I knew about Salem witch trials. I'm like, I could, if you were to ask me, like, oh, what year was it? I'm like, no, I don't know. But if you tell me, like, what the Salem witch trials were, I'm like, oh, yeah, there's a bunch of people getting, executed because people thought they were witches and stuff. I would know that part, but I wouldn't know what year it was in. It's insane. And so let's look at this. The conquest of New Mexico. Let's go. See, like, the thing is, like, I have like 200 tabs open on my phone, and just because, like, I'll just like, oh, okay, well, I can't like exit out of that old tab because I might want to go back to that and read that. And this is the thing, guys. Just read an article a day, and this is all it takes. 1692. After meeting with De Vargas, the Pueblo leader agreed to surrender, and on 12th September 1692, De Vargas proclaimed a format act of repossession. De Vargas' possession of New Mexico is often called a bloodless reconquest, which the territory was identified and was taken without any force. This is interesting. See, like, I don't know. Did you guys know about this? I didn't know about this. A lot of dead air, right? Diego de Vargas. Vargas. See, I love, like, doing that because, like, my real name, like, is Wilmer, but, like, the thing is, like, that's so fucking boring. Why would you want to say it like that? So Wilmar, say, like, Wilmar, it takes a normal name, and then you can just add a little bit of you just add a little bit of flair to it, like a little bit of salt and pepper. Boom, just adds a great thing to the dish. So, like, Wilmar, just Wilmar. Just like, why would you wouldn't want a name that has like a rolling R on it? Like that. If we all could have a name with a rolling R, there would be no wars. Clearly, because this guy was in a war and he didn't, this Vargas was in a war. He didn't cause any blood. There's no blood at all. I want to know more about this. I'm really curious about what is this. What was the reconquest of New Mexico? The Inchera, which translates roughly to entry. It was the Spanish. Those assholes. Yeah, the Spanish. Yeah, without them, I would not be here. They are the reason why I'm alive. Oh, man, New Mexico. What happened in Mexico in 1960? Lava reclaimed a format of repossession. It was the 13th town, and he had been requested by God and kings in this manner. He wrote a jubilanty. Sometimes I'm like, I see a word, I'm like, I've never seen this word. Jubilantly. Isn't that means, like, I would seem like, okay, let's context clues. Jubilantly, like, means like in a boyish or exclamatory manner. Maybe that's probably what it means. Let's look it up. Feeling or expressing of great happiness. Yeah, of triumph. Okay, I was right. To the Condor de Galve. Conte de Galve. Okay, I was right. Victor de New Spain. During the next month, de Vargas visited other pueblos and accepted their acquaintances to Spanish rule. So this is basically when. This is very interesting because I had no clue that this was a thing that happened in 1963. Huh. Interesting. This is what you learn when you do research. Diego de Vargas, Zapata de la Lajan, Ponce de Lon yan Contreras. Contreras. I'm not saying that word correctly at all. Contreras. Yeah, so I was getting there. That is one of the most longest names in the goddamn world.
Diego de Vargas Zapata y Lajan Ponce de Leon y Contreras.
Oh, is this the same dude, Ponce de Leon? Is Ponce de Leon the same, like, dude? The dude? Like, the discoverer? Diego de Vargas Zapala y la Han Ponce de Leon y Contreras. There is some Latinos that are like, oh my God. This boy was born in Honduras? Yes, he was. He was a Spanish governor of New Spain, territory of Santa Fe de Nuevo Mexico, to the USA states of New Mexico and Arizona. During 1690, but in 1695, effectively 1962 and 1966, and 1703 and 1704, he is known for leading the conquest of the territory in 1968 following the Pueblo Revolt of 1680. This conquest was a annual during the Festivus which festival of Santa Fe in the city of Santa Fe. Very interesting. He was born in Madrid, Spain, and he died in Barnevilla, New Mexico, based in New Mexico. He died in New Mexico. I wonder if this town has him as a mascot or something like that. Let's see here. I'm looking up the high school. They're the home of the Spartans. You have all this history right here, and you not even do it. You could you could be like the conquistadors, and it would make a lot of sense, actually. Well, guys, that was history lesson today. Diego de Vargas Zapata la Hanna Panto de Lino la Cortez. It's like, what the fuck, Juan? That was all fucked up on purpose. Okay, so what else do we have to talk about? What else is going on? Oh, something that's a little less serious. Grip strength. If you guys want to get stronger, grip strength, man. I don't know if I've talked about this or not. I have no idea. But just act like hold up on you're gonna do some pull-ups, and just hold and build that strength in your hands. You have good strong hands, dude. It's added so much more weight to everything. I recommend it. You should do it too. Oh man. So yeah, I don't know. We're 20 minutes in. I'm just like, holy shit! I can't believe I learned all that. De Vargas. But yeah. So, what else do we have? Grip strength. I'm just here. I'm just trying to. I'm just trying to finish this podcast. I don't. It's like the halt. The brakes just got slammed on. Yeah, leap year. That was all from leap year, huh? Interesting, huh? Very, 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 very interesting. I'm like, well, y'all, what else? Well, I could just like weird things that I've Googled. Let's see, weird things that I have just Googled. Hear that silence, that pure silence. Oh yeah, like I totally forgot. Talking about like old stuff. I totally forgot that the Muslims believe that Jesus will save them. It was interesting. So like I'm like just thinking today. It's so funny because someone who's like, it's so funny when someone finds out that you're Jewish and they ask like, because a lot of people don't understand or they don't know what Judaism, what they believe. It's weird. It's very interesting to me. Very, very interesting. And I'm like, yeah, we just don't believe that we believe Jesus was a dude. He just don't believe that he was like the Messiah, the Son of God. We just think he was a dude. And they're always like, well, have you ever thought about maybe believing in Jesus? Because, if you think about like my thing, like if I'm wrong, then, it is what it is. Like I just die. But if you're wrong, you could spend the rest of your life in hell. It's like, like, what the fuck? It's like, this is the most fucked up thing to say. My dog is just like, she's just asleep now. She tears up the rug and then goes to sleep. It's the craziest thing in the world. But it's fascinating how people can they're just so, and they have the funny thing is like, they don't have any idea what what goes on at all. Like majority of the time, they don't realize that the Torah is just basically the beginning of the Bible. It's the Old Testament. The Old Testament is just the Torah. It's like, without my Bible, there is no your Bible. Half of your Bible's not there. But then they never quote from the Old Testament. It's all New Testament shit, which is fine. Which just makes sense. It's like, why don't you just why do you even have the front part? You know what? That's a good question. Let's Google. Why do Christians have the old? Why do Christians believe in the Old Testament? Inspired to communicate with Jesus himself and his beliefs to God's people of old. Still, it was written in the illustration as well, not as moral lessons, but this is that we too might see Christians and have him by the same faith that Abraham had. Oh man, do you guys hear that? Do you hear that a little bit? Oh, that was bad. Abraham. You guys all know who Abraham is, right? Who is Abraham in the Bible? Abraham. He went to Mount Mesopotamia. Why is Abraham important to Christianity? In Christianity, Abraham is revealed as the prophet to whom God chose to reveal himself and with whom God what? Initiated a covenant. What was the covenant? What are the three facts of Abraham? Abraham's originally called Abram. God changed his name because he would become the founder of the Hebrew nation. The name Abraham in the Hebrew tongue means father of multitude. Abraham was the son of the Torah and in the 20th generation of Adam and Eve. Things you learn, right? We just learn things all over the place. I'm really just trying to eat up time. I'm not going to lie to you because I'm just like, I don't know why. I just need to get this one done. It's leap year. I just want to get this done so I don't have to do it on Sunday because I'm going to be busy as fuck. Because I always feel like, because I didn't work today, I'm like, you should write. You should definitely do a podcast then. You should give Lola WALK. And then, after that should be it. You can do whatever the fuck you want. You can fuck around all you want. But it's just, I don't know what I'm fucking talking about. I just am like, video game wise, Madden created a team. I really am thinking about getting a new console, getting the more updated Xbox, but then the only thing that sucks about that is I'm going to lose out on all my games that I have, which I don't play anything other than Madden and now Grand Theft Auto. But I'll have to rebuy those games as well, which sucks, but it is what it is. But I would have the higher graphics and all that good stuff. So, that's the thing. Yeah, it's so much fun. I don't know why I enjoy doing it. It's such a fun little hobby that I have outside of everything. Building up a football team, I love doing it. And this one was fun because everyone sucks on my team, and we've lost one game. We're like 4-1. We had like 4 fumbles, and it's like, okay, you're never gonna win that game if you have 4 fumbles in a game. You put your defense in a shitty position. But it's interesting because you play as the owner, and so you have full access to everything. And I sound like I'm 12. But what's fun? It's like chess. It's just like it's building. It's like Sims. I don't know. It's like that. You're just building, and you have contracts, and you do things. You when you win, you get points, and you get points to add to like your schemes to help with your practicing and all that stuff. And it is what it is. And then, we are here. Yeah. Well, I got like a minute and a half left on this episode. Man, guys, it really hit a wall about 20 minutes in. This last little bit, I just kind of been really just slowly getting through it. But I hope you guys are doing well. March, then April, then summer. It's like full-blown summer. April, then May. May's full warm. Like occasionally it's cold in the morning. Occasionally. And it's that weather that you gotta wear a hoodie in the morning, and then by the afternoon, like you don't need it. You can just keep it in your car. I'll talk about cars. I paid mine off. That's a cool feeling. So tomorrow's my first paycheck that I'm gonna have without having a car payment, which is cool. It is what it is on that. What else? That's about it. I got 30 seconds left on this podcast. If you've gotten this far, thank you. Be safe. Wash your hands. Look both ways. And I'll see you guys on the next episode. 211. All right. Bye.